Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I'm super excited. The first reason is because tomorrow, if we win against Salernitana, we qualify to Champions League, and that's the first one. Then Nicolo Fagioli will come back on him because he might play with Juventus again earlier than expected. And then opening the front page this morning of Gazzetta dello Sport, Jake O'Brien could possibly be a player that Giuntoli is interested in. And a lot of you will tell me, Beppe, who is that guy? And I understand, but I watched him in second division of Belgium 2 seasons ago, and I can tell you that I was quite impressed. My first reaction was, what's this guy doing in second division of Belgium? I can give you the details about that one as well. We'll speak about Mercato in today's video. We'll speak about a lot of things, so maximum of like if you didn't yet. Don't forget, it's not because I didn't record the last few days that you have to forget putting a maximum of like, continuing to subscribe, because we have one objective: 30,000 Juventini on this channel. I count on you. Let's go. I start telling you why I didn't record, because you know, you probably, if you are following me on the shorts or on Instagram, you saw that I was in Torino for the launch of the Creator Lab. This video will not be the vlog. It will not be the video where I will tell you all the details. I will try to go extremely fast through what I did there in a few points for the people that can't wait, because a lot of you ask me. Thank you for the interest. Well, Creator Lab, a big building, ground floor, first floor. 40 people of Juventus are working there inside, especially in the office on the first floor where you have the different departments. It's the media house of Juve, where they are creating all the content for TikTok, for Instagram, for Twitter team is working there as well. Then you have the beautiful, fantastic videos that we are posting, like the last one about Adonias, but the one of Montero, the one, do you remember, of Yildiz and Huizen? You know, all these videos, Back on Track, Federico Chiesa, it's all done there. And then on the ground floor, which is extremely impressive, if you watch the teaser of Juventus with that drone that was going in all the different rooms, you have so many rooms. You have waiting rooms where you have PlayStations, you have the studio where I am a lot of time inside, is the Twitch studio. Guys, look at that picture. You know why I need 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, 100,000 Juventini on the channel? Because I want a studio like that. A studio like that is top quality, top level. Mamma mia. That's the dream. That's the ultimate dream. Anyway, you have a photo shoot room. You have so many different rooms where you really, if you are a player and you are going in a building like that, you want to. You want to do something, you want to record, you want to speak, it's not like, you know, interviewing a player that is at home. It's totally different. It's another dimension. It's the first team that is doing something like that. It's just impressive. I can tell you, it is incredible. It is impressive. I met a lot of players like Weston McKennie and Szczesny that I did a live with. I met Ealing Jr. in front of the J Hotel. He said, "Ciao Juventini of the world," Rugani, Milik, Cambiaso. I saw that close, Dusan Vlahovic, Kenan. I saw a lot, and I will give you all the details in an upcoming video. But also important for me was meeting a lot of creators, speaking with a lot of them, Italian ones, international ones. I saw the guys of 433, FTBL, also our Belgium colleagues. Why R? Because I'm living in Belgium. Céline, Abel, Michiel, really guys. Fantastic, but also, you know, for me, a young content creator, watching them from distance and being close and in changing, sharing stories was really beautiful. So I hope that I learned a bit of things so that I can also increase the level of this channel. So again, maximum of like, don't forget to subscribe. Now we start with back to football, back to Juve. And for the people that are really interested in these kind of things, on what I just told you, wait for it, put the notification ring on, because I will come back on it in a second, longer video. We go now with Juventus 2-4-1. That's the title of Gazzetta dello Sport on today. If Bremer leaves, Juventus will go double. Calafiori, and with him, the name of O'Brien pops up. We already spoke, and I already told you everything about Clayson Bremer. We know it. He has a clause, not active this year, but next season. But we will need to do a big sacrifice. We know it. Can it be Bremer? Can be Chiesa? Can be Vlahovic? We know it. So prepare yourself that one big will leave. If it is Bremer, of course, we will need to rebuild our defense. Because Juventus, and I will tell you all the names that Juventus is looking for, is really going towards that 4-man defense. Is it also one of the reasons why Juventus is sacrificing Bremer, that, for example, has not been called up for Brazil Copa America? Danilo is the only one. It could be. But together with Calafiori, that we already know all the details about, there is a new name, O'Brien. Who is O'Brien? O'Brien is owned by Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace Textor is actually the owner. They have 4 different teams, a bit like Manchester City with Girona, for example. Well, Textor is owning 4 teams. Botafogo in Brazil, Crystal Palace, Premier League, Lyon in France, and then also RWDM Molenbeek, the team that I like in Belgium, that you sometimes, if you are following the channel, you know I'm going with my son, we watch some games when Juventus is not playing. Well, he played there on loan from Crystal Palace last season in 2nd division, now they're in 1st one. I watched him, I was really impressed. Super tall, I believe it's 2 meters, super tall player, physical player, going on duel, a player that is always there to find in the corner kick. He's going with his header, scores a lot of goals. I believe this season, because he has been loaned out now to Lyon, scored 4 goals, I believe, with Lyon. He scored a few with RWDM as well. So it's a player that in the box is really lethal. But also defensively, he's a right foot player, can play in a 4-man defense, can play in a 3-man defense, can play with his right foot, but also with his left foot. Is he fast? It's not slow. I saw some people saying, maybe he's slow. No, it's big, it's huge, of course. It's not a Douglas Costa in terms of velocity, but it's a player that is really physical, that can be there. Is he ready for first team Juve? Wait, calma. But he's in his journey. 2nd division Belgium, RWDM, this season with Lyon, first team, Ligue 1, playing nearly all the games. Going in a journey of growth, young player, 22, cheap transfer. I believe his value is around 18 million euro. Of course, Lyon will ask a bit more, but the salary is quite low. I believe it's a really great name. A great name a la Giuntoli. You know, the one that you are not expecting. Then I'm not telling you that I took my phone because my son told me when he saw him, he said, take your phone, call Giuntoli immediately. No, that's a joke, of course, but what are the other players that are on the list? You have Calafiori, we know it. Also Pavlovic. If we are comparing today Pavlovic and O'Brien, Pavlovic is miles ahead. Of course he is, but not sure if we are able to. But he's in that list of players that Juventus is interested in. And then the defender of Wolfsburg, Lacroix. So Juventus is going for these players in case Bremer would leave. A player that will not leave is probably Rugani. Rugani, that should, after the qualification to the Champions League is official, extend his contract until 2028 with maybe an option for another year, or was it 27 with another? Anyway, for a few years more. Good. Reducing his salary, I can tell you, I met him in front of the J Hotel. We spoke a bit because he was following me already on Instagram. We shared a few words. Super fantastic guy. I have never doubted about the guy, who he was in terms of personality, but then meeting him real life for the first time, speaking a bit with him, I can really confirm what I saw. And then in terms of playing style, he's a player that always, from the moment that he's entering from the bench, or when we call him up, he's always doing his tasks. And that's what I hope to see also against Salernitana tomorrow, because we know it, Alexandro will not recuperate, Danilo is out, also at risk for Coppa Italia, so De Sciglio will not be there, for example, so we will go probably with 3-man defense made of Gatti, Bremer, and Rugani. So I can't wait to see him, and also maybe also for the Coppa Italia. Who knows? Jan Cauto is the other name in the defense. It's not a center back, it's a right back. Ragazzi, Jan Cauto, Brazilian player, he has been called up for Brazil for the Copa America. Fantastic player. Player of Girona, young player, owned by Manchester City. There are already some big interest, so pay attention. You have Real Madrid that is interested. You have Manchester City that possibly can think about him to bring him back home. So there are a lot of clubs on the player, but Jan Cauto with a value of 60 million euro will be a tough one. But having Juventus going there, informing them, well, it means that Juventus really wants to go towards that 4-man defense. 4-man defense with another way of playing on the left and on the right backs. Because if you go and interest in players of the profile of Jan Cauto, extremely offensive player, and on the left side, Dorgu, also there, an offensive player, you know what is the intention of Juventus next season. Rebuilding entirely the defense. With Bremer, fantastic. If not, well, without him, but we go towards a 4-man defense that can give us more creativity up front with 2 fullbacks that have that task to go up, which I really believe it is necessary if you want to play a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1. Now, after 10 minutes of video, that guy here with the shirt, Nicolo Fagioli, 44, that changed it into 21. Unfortunately, I was too fast in buying the shirt. Well, thanks to the fact that Bologna-Juve after the Coppa Italia has been postponed until the 20th of May, well, he will be on the field. He has a ban that was until the 19th of May, and usually we are playing on Saturday or Sunday, so he would not have been participating, being able to be called up for the last game against Monza. Well, I believe and I hope that we qualify to Champions League also for Nicolo Fagioli. Because, of course, if we still need to fight, if we still have to fight for that Champions League qualification, it's tough to see, again, a guy on the field that didn't play for nearly 1 year. Then, if you already qualified, if you have nothing to play anymore, after that Coppa Italia, maybe euphoria, you can put a bit of players on the bench. Having a Nicolo Fagioli, maybe not from the start, but at least entering for the last 30 minutes and then seeing him with continuity for Monza, which would be, according to me, fantastic because it's a guy that suffered a lot. He was accountable for it, responsible for it, he paid the price for it. Now we need to continue to back him up because Juventus did it, extending his contract, sticking next to Fagioli, letting him train for a bit first team, calling him up, not to be on the bench because it was not possible, but being there also at home games, in the stands and so on. Now it's time for Nicolo. And I really am happy because we missed him. You can say whatever you want, coach, not coach, way of playing, but when you miss a player like Nicolo Fagioli, which had to be the year of the confirmation, well, it's a big loss. So I'm super happy for the kid. I'm happy as well that Jorginho, it's already old news, but I was not on the channel, so I need to share it with you. Jorginho has extended with Arsenal. It is officially will stay there at least 1 more year. I'm happy. I'm happy. You know it. I didn't want him at Juventus, not because I don't like or whatever. Or, no, it is because I don't like. But it's not because it's a bad player. It's not a bad player. But anyway, you know everything about my relation with Jorginho. I'm happy that he's staying at Arsenal also because I don't want to go towards, again, that obligation to play with a defensive regista. Stop it. I want to play with an offensive number 10 instead of a regista in the back. Miretti could go on loan. A bit what Marchisio did back then after a season with Juventus in second division back then. It was in Serie B. He went to Empoli. Well, Miretti could go to a team on loan where he should be a starter. Parma has a lot of interest. Monza is also interested in Fabio Miretti. Let me know what you think about Miretti. Should he go on loan? Should he stay at Juve? What should we do with him? And then you have one that will stay. It is Kenan Yildiz. Fantastic guy. Guy is really impressive. Really impressive when you see him there next to... Crazy. He met Alessandro Del Piero. You know, again, that's a big one. I've seen Del Piero so many times in my life. I never watched him playing football. Never. And I also never shook hands with him or shake hands with him. Never. I had the opportunity to really say, Capitano, you are my idol. Well, Kenan Yildiz had that opportunity because he was there. While I was in the Continassa, he was running around. We were not able to see him, unfortunately, but Kenan saw him. That's the most important thing because apparently Del Piero wished him a lot of luck and said, you know, I know who you are. I'm supporting you. Let's go, guy, because you have a lot of things to show, and you can do it at Juventus. These are beautiful images. Also, when Kenan Yildiz is reposting the selfie, writing idol, because he is an idol. Oh, ragazzi, what I'm telling you, Mercato is crazy. Mercato will be crazy. I have a list there. I will not go through all the names. There is a list of all the players that can stay at Juve, all the players that can leave Juve, all the players at doubt, players that can join Juve. A big article in Tuttosport. We will go, I tell you, Mercato will be crazy. Look at the potential lineup of Tuttosport of 2 days ago. Szczesny into the goal. Dorgu on the left. Calafiori, Danilo, Cambiaso. 4-man defense. 3 men in the midfield. Rabiot, Locatelli, Koopmeiners or Samardzic. Up front, Yildiz, Vlahovic, Chiesa. Or look at that 4-2-3-1 with Szczesny into the goal. Cambiaso, Calafiori, Gatti, Danilo. Thuram, Kefren, and Locatelli as 2 pivots in front of the defense. Chiesa, Yildiz, Soule, and then up top, Vlahovic. Beautiful, huh? I like the way that Juventus is thinking about the next Mercato. Of course, how can that money comes in? And unfortunately, if we will probably celebrate a few transfers, we will also cry because some players will leave. And they're already planning, scheduling that if they sacrifice the players that we have on loan, Huijsen, Sule, Barenechea, Kyle George, they can bring you around 85 million euro, which is a lot. Unfortunately, sometimes we need to do sacrifice that we will do, but we need to go towards a team that can compete in a lot of competitions. And hopefully that can bring a smile and joy to the supporters. Because unfortunately, the bad news, and that's the last news of today, the bad news is that this weekend against Salernitana, Curva Sud, they decided again to go in silent mode. I already spoke a lot of time about that. I absolutely not support this. I am absolutely not supporting this. It's a big, huge pity that we have to go towards that, because that's political and that's not what we like. You want to go with political fights, go for it before the game, go for it after the game, go for it during the week. But when you have the 90 minutes, you need to support our boys. The boys, they need our total maximum support. That was it for the video. I'm sorry again that I was not able to record the latest few days, but some things will come up here on the channel in the shorts, and in the shorts you don't receive the notification, so go and watch the short tabs and more. Grazie, forza, Juve.